So these are the 148 models. What we do now is we have to figure out a sensible way to filter the airplanes out that don't meet your parameters. Honestly, what would be the maximum budget that you would want to spend?
30 mil.
Okay. Do you want to have one section, two sections, or three sections? There's 4 or 5 or 6 people in a section.
It should be 8 minimum.
8 minimum. The next one is the maximum range. So the longest trip from A to B, where do you think that would be 5 or 6 times a year?
I'd say farthest, realistic, I don't know. Maybe Dubai to London.
This is the range that you can go nonstop. Okay, so anywhere in Europe, you can make it to South Africa, and you can make it to Singapore. However, this is with no wind, right? So now, this was the winds last week at 35,000 feet. So, which this means is that you're gonna be able to fly faster when you're going east, and you're not gonna be able to go as far on range, or it's gonna take you longer when you're going west. You can see that here, you can make Singapore with all these airplanes. But if you were to start now in Singapore, you watch this is so you can see, if I go to Singapore, you are just barely. Matter of fact, if the winds get a little bit worse and get to 75 knots average, you're not gonna make it back in that G280. You'll say, well, I can go rent it out 300 hours a year. You can, but every other day you're gonna get a phone call. You have to give owner approval, and you're gonna say, well, who is it? And, I just did the interior. I don't want them to have red wine. I don't want them to smoke. I don't want them to have a dog. I don't want them to have a coffee, yeah? Because they're gonna spit on the carpet, and on a Gulfstream to replace the carpet, it's $70,000. So, or if you have a kid who's chartering the plane, he has a Sharpie, and he's, oh, mommy, and right across the wall on the suede, and you're not going to get it out, so you have to replace the panel. These kind of things are inconvenient.